Ruslan.
Ninja, the legendary streamer, comes out, says this, echoes one of the most famous evangelists out there. He's going to get dismissed as a misogynist, I guarantee you for this, but he's actually right. Okay, let's play it and jump right into it. Shout out to Ninja for saying this, man. I think there needs to be more sensible conversations around this topic in light of all the scandals coming out, in light of all the folks who are getting hit with PDF accusations and all that kind of stuff. Ninja is the grown up in the room, speaking some sense into everybody.
Like, I don't tell you, I don't do that. I go out of my way to make sure that I am never even alone in another room with a woman ever in any moment. Like, even like my PR person, like it doesn't matter who it is. I don't care if they work for me, whatever, bro. There is someone else in that room at all times. If we're alone, I leave instantly. That's on like fidelity, right? As for anything else, dude, it just, I don't DM anyone, bro. I DM my boys. Like, I DM like, guys in the community. No, there's no private messages going on with any girls. If there are, it's like someone like Chica or like, you know, just like people in the space. And then I let my wife know. And then as for like people that I know, bro, if I don't know you, I'm not DMing you. I don't want to get to know you, dude. I don't want to find out you're only 17. Like, like I don't.
All right.
Yo,
All
he's
right.
cooking.
So, who does that remind you? The first part.
Oh man,
Pull the first part back. Just play the first part.
Like,
for me.
I don't do that. I go out of my way to make sure that I am never even alone in another room with a woman ever.
Okay, who does that remind you of?
Billy Graham.
That's right.
That's the OG. That's the Billy Graham rule. We've been about that life.
What? Define the Billy Graham rule for us.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this before I define it. Some people, we might be sad that, you know, we as Christians we recognize the third party investigation, like we saw with the Mr. Beast thing, all too much, right? Oh, Christians, we recognize that. We also recognize what this is, which is the Billy Graham rule, which is Billy Graham's rule for moving around life and avoiding scandal at all costs, not being alone with a woman at any time.
Yeah.
Bada bing, right? Is there more to it?
100% of the situations that happen
Yep.
where there's a scandal is usually when someone is with a woman alone.
Wow.
Wow. That's right.
Hey,
Back to Ninja.
and the
Mark
Billy
that
Graham
right here.
rule.
And the Billy Graham rule. Do you guys think that that's misogynistic?
Not at all.
Not at all.
That's my preference.
Your preference is?
Billy Graham rule. Just like not alone with a woman at any times.
What would you say to those that would say you're keeping economic opportunity away from single women because now you can't be alone with them to do an interview, to do a project, to collaborate?
Aren't interviews already better when you have second pair of eyes on them? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You already, not to mention, no funny business. Also, interviews absolutely is where a job interview is absolutely where the Billy Graham rule should apply.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of these crazies.
This
out
is
here
not
on
that
both sides.
This is not that complicated.
It's really not.
If you want to give the opposite sex an economic opportunity, you actually go above and beyond and say, hey, why don't you bring an extra person with you? That way, I got a person holding me accountable.
I'll hire you and your best friend.
Exactly.
Whoa. What? 2 people, right? No, it doesn't work.
Nah. You know what I mean? Like it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
To do that. And you know, I honestly, that's just show that a man is trying to be honorable and respectable, right?
Yep.
Because whenever I am with another person, I don't just show up, but who I belong to shows up, right? It's not Ray that's showing right now. Even as I'm sitting here, some of the things that I say represents my family's beliefs,
Yeah.
right? So I think that a person should be like, wow, he doesn't want to be alone in the room with me, not because he's being misogynistic, because he wants to honor his wife.
Exactly.
I want a man like that in my life.
My
You know
job
what
is
I'm
to
saying?
protect my wife, not the other woman that's possibly in the room with me.
I want to protect all women.
I mean, I protect women, but I'm saying like my job is not to like protect the feelings of the woman that's in the room,
the feelings
and that sort of thing. It's like my job is to protect my relationship with my wife and protect my wife.
absolutely. And there's a hierarchy, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, hey, my loyalty is to my wife first, you know, and then that person. I just think it's bogus, you know, when you're expecting, you know.
Do women take L's from this model?
Well, that would be the pushback. I'm just trying to steel man. The pushback would be, hey, if you as a person with status, influence, and power are never alone, or in that regard, does that rob? The argument was that does that rob women of economic opportunity?
Like, would that complicate a female getting hired here?
Yes,
You know,
straight up.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be alone with a woman.
Yeah. Or if you're out and everyone else is out and I'm here with the female. Like there's times where it's just me and Chris, times it's just me and Samaje, times it's just Chris and Samaje.
Right.
So it's like it does complicate it for sure if you're trying to lead a culture that lives by that rule as well.
Right.
And so to Steelman that point, it does affect some sort of economic opportunity or career opportunity for women.
Bro, it's 2024 and it doesn't have to though. I'm like, you know how many females we can hire online, you know, to be a virtual assistant.
We quarantine the women that work here.
No, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
we
but
can
it's
still like it's not that complicated. We all can honor our wives and honor other people by not being alone with women, and still honor women in general by giving them an opportunity to design some T-shirts for us or a virtual assistant. Like, it's not that complicated.
Yeah,
It's 2024.
And then, but also the other thing too is that like there just isn't any DEI stuff happening here. Like we're really not sitting here, one, hiring anybody, but then two, like hurting for talent. And so like I guess this scenario would be under the guise of like, oh, we're trying to go out of our way to hire a female to work on something remotely. Whereas like realistically, it's like this is a very male dominated space. There's already so many men that would be applying for a job like this too. So it all comes down to like, I get why people do DEI almost. It kind of is. You got to go out of your way to meet a quota to be like, oh, we want to give women opportunities. I don't really like that's not a core value of something we're doing, right? Like you're working with an artist right now for the next apparel drop, and it's like
He just was better.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with, you know.
why did you say non-male artist?
I'll tell you later.
I don't think it's that complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, if the predominant, no one is trying to. We're all fathers here, and 2 out of the 3 of us. Zach, is one of your kids? Both of your kids are boys.
Hey-o.
So
Pregnancy announcement.
Me and Ruslan, you know, are you know, have daughters. You know what I mean? So it's not that it doesn't come across our mind or we don't want to. It's that, you know, one person had a better portfolio, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be that complicated. Like we're in 2020.
Really
it's
be that
not. It's
complicated,
2024. You telling me, you know, if somebody has the right portfolio, right? Why can't we hire them online? It's just it just, you know.
Yeah. No, I think it's a fair conversation. I think it's
My daughter's not working at no man's garage. Let's put it that way. My daughter's working corporate, or she's going to be a stay-at-home mom.
yeah. I think the point he's making is you eliminate the risk of anything even looking a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's a real that's a real possibility, especially now. You know what I mean? I think I'm trying to think of like we've had women on the show before.
Yeah.
There's been times where I'm trying to remember. So Brenna, we had Brenna on. You guys were here.
Yep.
I think I had a guest before Brenna, and nobody was here, and it was just me and the person I interviewed. Right. So I'm not
I
like
think Chris was here and then he left.
yeah. So I'm not like legalistic about this stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
sorry, like you can only come at 5:30. Everyone's out by 5:30. I'm not going to interview you and help you promote your book or whatever.
It works if the
You know what I
cameras
mean?
are on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think the principle is like how extreme is going to be based on how much status you have and how where you are.
Do you have somebody
Right.
going into your hotel room, clearing the room?
I don't have
beforehand?
anybody doing that,
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
not
crazy.
Billy Graham.
Yeah, you're not Billy Graham. But,
You know what I mean?
the idea is that, you know, you want to have something in place to to eventually grow into that, right? So if he does become something like a Billy Graham, it's just wise, right? So I you know, the idea that I love that he said it, we're not legalistic about it, because the idea is that, you know, if you aim for nothing, you're gonna hit it every time, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to do the best that we can within our means to be above reproach, you know.
Yeah, I think what he's getting at, and I don't like being the guy to add the caveat to the Billy Graham rule.
Talking about Ninja.
Yeah, is you don't position yourself without any discernment indiscriminately with random women.
Right.
I think that's what he's getting at. If I'm bringing in a guest to the studio and I actually got to do it, if Jackie Hill Perry's in town, if someone that I have rapport with, I'm not like, sorry, Jackie, can't interview you for the channel because Preston's not here. You know what I mean? Like that's not what I don't think that's what I'm saying. But maybe somebody would even take that and say, well, that's not wise either.
And whether male or female, you're just not going to bring some random person through your home.
Right.
Right. This is why this is a separate entity. You know?
That's true.
Right. After the incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.